I'm not enamored with calling the departure of so many from traditional occupational situations the Great Resignation. Still, the conversation around it is interesting. There's absolutely much to be done about improving conditions at work. We need to create occupational situations that are more physically, psychologically, and spiritually safe. And we need to do much better to make those spaces diverse, inclusive, and equitable. And I assert we also need to extend the conversation to include the lack of satisfaction many feel about what they do to make a living. Hey, I'm Scott Perry, Chief Difference Maker at Creative on Purpose, with today's Mindset on Purpose, Insight, and Inspiration. Many do not find fulfillment in what they do to get by. This is distressing and it's not their fault. Compulsory education leverages conformity and compliance and normalizes defining our worth based on how we measure up against arbitrary standards and each other. Yes, we are creatures who embrace the status quo. We like to know where we stand and what's expected. However, we also possess an aspirational nature and an instinct to explore the edges of our understanding and ability, and a need to work together to step into our potential and possibility. And perhaps most importantly, human beings make sense of themselves, their situation, and each other through storytelling. Choose your story, choose your future. If what you do to make ends meet doesn't fuel a story about purpose, passion, prosperity, or prestige, or better, a combination of these, then increasing remuneration or flexibility about where you work from is foolish. What's more, creating equal access and opportunity to do work that doesn't matter is an empty proposition. In our conversation about improving the world of work, it's time to stop treating symptoms and focus on the underlying disease. It's time to reflect on what work is really for and how to create employment that encourages and leverages the human skills of connection, communication, collaboration, and creativity. It's time to acknowledge that what we do informs our narrative about who we are and where we're going and why it all matters. What happens if the daily grind becomes a call to make a difference? What small step can you take into defining the difference only you can make? How can you bring that into your work today?